How's it going, guys? I'm Barry.
And this is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This? What's going on, guys? We are halfway through our Van Damme month.
Yep.
And I know last week, I forgot what movie we said we were going to watch. I think maybe it was like Double Impact.
I think so.
Something like that. But midway through, I stopped Colby midway Double Impact. And we actually watched Knock Off, the 1997 Van Damme film starring Van Damme and Rob Schneider.
Right. We should say it's a Rob Schneider film starring Van Damme.
Did it feel that way? But yeah, it was directed. It was like a Hong Kong director. So it's actually, I think, one of my first times. I think it's my first time watching this movie.
Yeah, I had no idea Van Damme was in a movie with Rob Schneider, and even like when I watched the trailer, I was like, this sparks no memory. I don't ever remember seeing a commercial or anything for this. This is.
Well, it looks like I think 97 was sort of during the time where like Van Damme was kind of like rolling off of like the high.
Yeah.
Right.
Kinda...
Sylvester Stallone wasn't really doing much at the late 90s. Who else?
Like the next generation was kind of stepping in.
Yeah, I think
right,
Keanu Reeves just came out with Speed.
Right. Jackie Chan was probably like
becoming more prevalent.
Stuff.
Yeah, because what did he come out with? Like Rumble in the Bronx.
Yep.
And so like it started shying away from all these like 80s blockbuster action films. Like Van Damme wasn't doing much. Sylvester Stallone was sort of like still doing stuff, but not a lot. Not as heavy as he was.
Right. Yeah.
Arnold was sort of I think this is when he was thinking about becoming governor. I don't know. But then Van Damme, he wanted to do. It was really weird. We went through his filmography. He kept doing things.
Right. Yeah. Very consistently, all the way through to like now.
Yeah. So, but he was doing. It was more like straight to DVD stuff, or he wasn't much the star of the film anymore, which is fine.
Right.
You know, I mean, you're like Van Damme. He's like sort of aging now. He still looks good. Like in 2019,
he does.
You know, the muscles from Brussels still has it. But it was really cool, this film. It was fun. It was like very Hong Kong inspired though, unlike his other films.
Oh yeah. And I said Jackie Chan. There was a lot of parts in this movie where I think
or like
this ran like a Jackie Chan film.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna get into the film we're gonna get into the story of the film. Let's make sure I'm gonna make sure my phone is on silent. So pretty much the premise of this whole film is that Van Damme, he's playing a guy named Marcus.
Right.
And he is the knockoff king
of Hong Kong.
Of Hong Kong. Which is really weird that you have a white guy be the king of knockoffs in Hong Kong. But
I guess the ploy, or like that the hook is that he's a white guy, so he can get the stuff in the United States and make it look legit. That it's like, hey, I'm a white guy. Of course, I'm not going to be selling you knockoff stuff.
Yeah, and his business partner is Rob Schneider, and he plays out sort of like how you think a Rob Schneider role would go, right?
Yeah, it's like a Rob Schneider light. He Schneiders it up some, but it is definitely less. He's less slapsticky than.
Yeah, well, I think it's because it's like 97, so he's still sort of getting his feet wet, right?
Yeah.
Do you think he was like at this time a moment because like Adam Sandler was doing really big movies, not like big-ish, but like I mean he had Happy Gilmore, he had Billy Madison during the same time. Do you think they knew each other at this point or no?
I'm not sure. That would be like an interesting. Have to look into the timeline.
Yeah, right.
On those kind of things, but yeah.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of crossover between their two movies. There's definitely no Adam Sandler in this one, though.
But yeah, so we start the film. Marcus, or Van Damme, he's at the warehouse where he gets all his knockoffs. But now he's trying to go legit.
Right.
Right. So he wants to. I think he wants to do like one last hurrah before he hangs up his knockoff king crown, whatever it is.
Right, because he's doing. He's gonna go jeans. That's gonna be his big thing. Is these 616 jeans.
Is that what? Oh yeah, that's what they were called. But hey, jeans are always a good. No, I don't know. Not always a good thing to go into, but maybe he just feels like this is his outlet.
Right.
To go legit, because he does want to stop making knockoffs.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're always like looking over your shoulder. You have like you're messing with like government money now or whatever, customs. I don't know how the knockoff game works.
And it may be one of those things where like they didn't really kind of go into why, but it may be one of those things where just they're the American market's really cracking down and trying to make things more legit. So
yeah. So we have this Van Damme. He's doing some sort of race on a rickshaw.
On a rickshaw,
which I guess maybe it could be a thing, like like in small parts of like Hong Kong where they still use rickshaws, right?
Right. It looked fantastic. I want to watch a rickshaw race.
But before he starts the race, he's in the green room where all the rickshaw like racers are. He's talking to like his I guess his brother Eddie.
Yeah.
Right. His like adoptive brother or just
right.
like and they're kind of making fun of each other. They have like this really weird gun handshake where he's like they're fighting and he's shooting him in the face. I don't know. I was just like, is this foreshadowing? Is someone gonna get shot in the face? But yeah, they're just like they're in the green room. They're all talking shit. They're trying to get into each other's heads, but they know they still.
And you got a little Rob Schneider action where you can tell he's a little jealous of Eddie being the brother.
Yeah.
Or the.
The adoptive brother, just the closest that they share.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at this point we don't know, but Rob Schneider has been working with Van Damme for the past 4 years,
right?
Trying to make him legitimate instead of keep on selling knockoffs. So we have the rickshaw race go off. We do prior to the race we do meet Skinny, who's it's like a Little John situation where he's a super fat Chinese guy. He's pretty much, I think he's like a mob boss or something. He comes off as some sort of like head of something, but he's like, hey, I got money on you, so win. Right? Which, I mean, I don't think you have to tell a competitor to win. They're gonna try their best. But yeah, he's a prevalent character for later on, right? Because I mean, him and Skinny and Van Damme have sort of like been in the business, not together, but they know each other. It's like sort of like a network of thieves.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going through this. We get our first car chase, which is a rickshaw chase. They're racing through the streets of Hong Kong. It's pretty much Eddie and Van Damme neck and neck,
right?
Until Eddie cheats. He takes a shortcut, but then
apparently he cheats every year, and that's how he wins.
Yeah. But yeah, so but there's like a hit out for Eddie because apparently he betrayed somebody.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to catch Eddie, but then they accidentally catch the decoy.
Right. He has somebody stage him and to run a section of the race while he can get ahead.
Well, he takes a taxi.
Yeah. And so they think it's actually Eddie, so they kidnap him.
Yeah. But this is where we get our first glimpse of sort of like Hong Kong action, because as the van pulls up in front of Van Damme, he does a very Jackie Chan like move where he walks along the side of it, which was really cool. It was
very cool. Yeah.
Well, but at the end, Van Damme sees Eddie get kidnapped by this van, and then he tries to chase it down. There's like this whole supermarket fight, which is also pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's action that I haven't seen Van Damme do very much of, which is like it's the Jackie Chan type of like moves. He uses the environment more.
Yeah, the jumping and the climbing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but then like he runs into a store with a policewoman that's in there.
Right, and you don't know it's a policewoman when he runs in, but it's...
But, like, she shoots somebody in the face. This movie was pretty gory, right? I was, like, trying to remember, because I watched another film after this, but it had, like, pretty...
yeah.
Right? But, yeah, and so, at this moment, I thought this girl was going to be, like, the love interest. Like, sort of like the side story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, totally, because she's pretty hot.
Yeah, she's hot, and she makes sort of like that very Hong Kong action movie entrance, where she's like fighting with Van Damme a little bit, and you know I do like the very liberal use of hitting a woman in. Just kidding. All right, I'm just saying Van Damme hits a lot of women in this movie, though.
He hits a lot of women in the 90s.
Oh, but yeah, so we do have this supermarket shootout. Rob Schneider ends up throwing a can of soup at this policewoman, knocking her out. But then the cops show up, of course, because you can't just crash a van into a supermarket with nobody noticing.
And then people shooting, yeah.
Yeah, so we get him in the interrogation room. They're trying to size him up, trying to figure out, you know, they already know Marcus or / Van Damme.
Right, because they know him as the knockoff king.
As the knockoff king, and he's like, you know, I'm trying to legitimize myself. And him and Rob Schneider, they're like, but they end up like sort of talking their way out of it.
Yeah.
Because I forgot. Wait, do you remember how they get out of that interrogation room? I think. Oh no, they because they want information on Eddie. They know Van Damme's connection to Eddie.
And Eddie has disappeared.
Disappeared.
Right, that's right, because he was like, hey, I can find him.
Yeah, and he's like, I can find him. So they let him leave. They run into the executive of 616 Jeans, who is, I guess, their business partner. Right?
Yeah.
And
she's the American side of the company.
Oh, yeah, she's supposed to receive all that stuff,
so
right?
she was coming in because she's like, half of the jeans that we're getting are good, but half of them are these
fake
crappy knockoffs.
Yeah, so they go back to the company, they talk some company stuff, totally forget. But Van Damme and Rob Schneider end up going to a Chinese restaurant. Looks so good. I watched this movie at 2-3 in the morning, and I just got more hungry because there's dumpling, there's like, you know, dim sum. And it's just, it looks so good. But Rob Schneider ends up, like, leaving the table because they get into an argument.
Right.
I think it was about the warehouse or something like that. But, yeah, Rob Schneider ends up going to the bathroom while Van Damme is still looking through, like, their very 90s laptop. Is probably... Oh, that's cookies. Hold on. But,
cookie break.
But, yeah, it's probably an IBM, let's be honest. It's the 90s. But, yeah. But Van Damme notices that Rob Schneider has been gone for a while. So he goes to the bathroom and notices that he's gone.
Right.
Goes out the window. I don't know why you would think that was, like, the next possible option. I'm pretty sure if someone wanted to sneak out of a restaurant, he could just sneak out. It was a pretty busy restaurant, right?
Right, yeah. Maybe he's by the door.
Yeah. But he goes out. I think maybe he heard something. But then outside the bathroom is like just like this really steep or really weird ledge. Right?
Right, because they're like on the bathroom, but there's like on the top floor of some business building. So they're like 18 stories up or something.
Super fucking like high up, like unreasonably high. But
for a restaurant.
Let's not get into the blueprints of this restaurant's bathroom location. But yeah, Van Damme fights his way through like two of the guards, I think.
Right.
You know, and then he starts to climb up the ladder, and then this is where he finds out that Rob Schneider is actually CIA.
Yep.
Super unbelievable still to but he's pissed. He's super pissed.
Right.
Right? And so he grabs a pipe, and then he holds Rob Schneider and another agent over the ledge. And this is where we get primo Van Damme acting. Right? Because you could hear the betrayal through that thick Brussels accent.
But yeah, no, he emotes like you definitely get his anger and his hurt.
Yeah.
Like it really does come through. It's not just like let me.
It's not robotic. Yeah. It's very. He actually tries, which is I guess maybe at this point in his career he's like, well, I should probably start taking acting classes.
I'm a little less flexible than I used to be.
But I guess the head of Rob Schneider's division comes from behind him, tells them to let them go, and we're gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
And this is where we get the where he's yelling at Rob Schneider, telling him, "Oh, you were supposed to make me legit." But yeah, he keys in Van Damme into the operation. Right, that they're trying to stop the knockoffs, and there's like this whole maybe not the Russian thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's like the KGB.
Because it's the is this where they talk about the nano bombs?
No, not yet.
Okay, never mind.
So like this movie structure is really weird. And I really don't remember all of it, so we're really gonna butcher this plot. But yeah, he keys in Van Damme into the whole operation, and then they send Van Damme to the warehouse where they're supposed to. It's like a sting operation where they work with the local authorities,
right? Which
is another the Chinese detective. He's pretty famous in China. I don't really know him that well. To be honest, if you're not Jackie Chan or Jet Li or Donnie Yen, I don't really know you that much. I'm sorry. Andy Lau, I know Andy Lau now because of Into the Badlands on AMC, which is another great martial arts show. But I'm sorry, man, I don't know you. But yeah, so they do this sting operation. They botch it. I guess because somebody knows that they're coming to the warehouse. The warehouse explodes as they're coming out. Van Damme, he gets onto there's like this really cool, there's always a really cool truck scene.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes.
And so, this is, again, another very Jackie Chan-like action scene because there's this, what's it called? Like a display, like a banner on top of the truck, and Van Damme is using it
as a weapon, as something to climb on, as
cover, because they're shooting through the thing, but he's dodging it and he's using it really well. There's this really cool, fight scene on top of it where Van Damme roundhouse kicks the guy and he flies off and just gets impaled on a bamboo shoot.
Yep.
Which I just how strong are you that you can kick some dude a clear 40 feet from the moving truck? And it's not like there was a steep decline as he was falling. It's like Captain America front kicked you off a van. But Van Damme ends up saving he saves the Chinese detective.
Right.
But the Chinese detective is mad because he was so close to the evidence.
And he didn't get it.
But but as the Chinese detective is running for the van, Van Damme hears this little beep, 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 little tracker thing. And so he swipes something, which is the little nano bomb that we find out is a nano bomb, right? They go, for some reason, the CIA's secret base is on the base of a Buddha statue.
That was an interesting choice to make it in the base of the giant Buddha temple or the Buddha statue.
The thing is, I don't think they would ever do that to Jesus at the Brazil Jesus, the one that's
who knows? Maybe that's KGB.
Maybe that's how they do the movies in Russia, right?
Yeah.
It's it's the base of Jesus. That's my Russian accent, guys. How do you like that? But apparently Van Damme feels like he has leverage because he wants to save Eddie. He doesn't want Eddie to get killed or murdered. He doesn't want Eddie to get murdered.
Right.
He's fine with him going to prison because at least he'll be safe in prison.
Yeah.
So he shows this little nanotech thing that he picked up, not knowing that it's a fucking bomb. You know? I was just like, I'm not a really big fan of picking random things up in the street and putting it in my pocket. Oh man, but yeah, so we find out it's a bomb. Rob Schneider's talking to his boss.
Yep.
And then finds out it's a whole bomb, and now they have to find out where the rest of the bombs are.
Right, because they're these like little small metal.
Yeah, they look like the batteries you would put on a watch.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
And they're bombs, and they're
highly,
and you could detonate them from like a phone or from a satellite or
like microwaves or whatever.
Yeah,
radio signals, all that stuff. So, what's it called? As they're going back to their hotel, Eddie tells his kid to give Van Damme a fruit, and so Van Damme's like, "Oh, I know where Eddie is," in that Brussels accent. So they go to like this really they go to this market super deep into this like Chinese black market underground, and they find Eddie, and Eddie's acting super like sketchy, not like in a bad way,
right? Yeah,
but I feel like he's maybe been like that his whole life. But then family's family. But what's it called? He tells Van Damme that he's the one that's been doing the knockoffs. But then when he found out what was in the knockoffs, he sank the shipment to the bottom of the sea, which we see at the beginning of the film.
Right.
Right? But now he's betrayed those people that he was working for, and so he's in hiding. He wants to like be safe, and he tells Van Damme, he's like, "Oh, don't worry, I got something that's gonna like help me out." And blah blah blah, and then he opens the safe. He's trying to get this secret stash that he has, and then there's a mousetrap missile waiting for him there.
I don't know. That's right. Yep, and it's just in his safe.
And then the missile carries Eddie through a wall.
Right.
It didn't detonate as soon as Eddie hit the wall. I feel like it should have detonated the moment Eddie opened the fucking safe. Thus, killing everybody else in the room. See? I don't... But it throws Eddie through a wall and he blows up outside. And then we get a whole Rumble in the Bronx situation where Van Damme and Rob Schneider are trapped with a whole bunch of machete-wielding Chinese guys.
Right. And then game on.
Yeah. I mean, Rob Schneider's getting cut up. Like, yeah, I was like, oh, man, this is where Rob Schneider dies. Cool, I'm okay with this. But then they escape in very Jackie Chan fashion.
Right. Yep.
Because
and there's like, yeah, even a little bit of silliness where they like climb up to the top and they're like this pile of like crates and they're laying on top, and as they're rolling around, there's those big spiky fruits.
That's the durian fruit. The king of fruit. But yeah, that's the fruit that they gave Van Damme. And then, yeah, they do fall onto the fruit. Rob Schneider goes, "Oh my God, isn't there other fruit in the world?"
Why couldn't we fall on a banana?
Oh yeah. Because if you guys have never seen a durian fruit, it is like the size of an overpumped basketball. And then it's spiky. Like, worse than a pineapple.
Right.
It looks like if you stick a baseball bat in it, you could do some you could tenderize some humans with it, It is just so I think there's been cases of durian fruit falling on people's heads and killing them.
It's a big fruit, yeah.
It's a big fucking fruit and it's spiky. So, just if you're ever in Asia, just like in Canada, don't stand underneath icicles and durian fruits. But they do escape. They escape this. I think separately though. Oh no! Van Damme goes to meet Skinny.
Right. Yeah, they decide to split up.
Yeah.
And he's gonna go back
to 616.
Yeah, because he's supposed to have a meeting with
the American. The American. Yeah. We get this really weird sexual tension. Like, okay, so Rob Schneider's trying to clean himself off. He can't, so he puts bandages on his shirt, and he's gonna put on his shirt, thus putting the bandages on him. But then this girl, this female executive, she starts helping him out, but then she gets a little bit of blood on her, and she's like, "Oh no, we should clean each other off." And I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna turn into a porno." And then we're gonna get Rob Schneider butt instead of Van Damme butt.
Right, man. I don't need that.
You don't think Rob Schneider's butt is as toned as Van Damme's butt? I don't know. We got to give the guy a chance, and we did in The Animal.
that is true. That is true.
But we're in this very clearly like trapped situation because she's on top of Rob Schneider and putting this medicine in the most inefficient way because they're facing each other instead of her facing where the wounds are. And then she ties up Rob Schneider with the cuffs.
Yeah, cuffs him to the chair.
Because and while this is happening, Van Damme meets Skinny. He drives Skinny. Like, he pretty much traps him in the car because he's a super fat dude. So all he has to do is like shoves him into this tiny back seat and then puts the seat down. And then somehow makes it out of this warehouse where he like goes through the glass. The car flips over.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, no.
Onto a bunch of empty water bottles.
Well, yeah, it hits the truck first, and then he rolls it on top of the water bottles, and then lands. Shouldn't work. You should be knocked out. Like, but yeah, so Van Damme saves Rob Schneider from getting. I don't know what was gonna happen. Right. And then we get another fight: Van Damme versus female assassin. Apparently, at this point, I don't know what she is.
But she's pretty badass.
Yeah, she's keeping up with Van Damme, but you gotta remember, this is not 1985 Van Damme.
Right.
This is 1997, after the Coke Van Damme.
Alleged.
Just
in case he's listening.
I know, he might be like, you guys aren't allowed to watch my movies ever again. But Van Damme ends up beating her. Because Van Damme is, I guess, the hero of this story. Ties her up, I think. Yeah, so it sort of like confines her, and this is where she comes out that she's actually CIA.
Right.
And she found out that they're. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I forgot. I did forget. Prior to Van Damme meeting Skinny. No. He meets Skinny, and then he takes Skinny to the CIA hideout underneath the Buddha. And then this is where, as Van Damme is leaving, they blow up a religious figure in a foreign country.
Yes.
I don't know if that statue is real, but I'm pretty sure a lot of like people from China were super pissed that you guys blew up a fucking
Buddha.
big Buddha.
Right. And it's fun because every time they blow up something with the little nanobombs, green fire.
Which I don't know why they couldn't just use blue fire, because it's a real thing, right? It's like the hottest form of fire, I guess.
Apparently green is hotter.
Yeah, so, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Like we said, I was going to forget a lot about this plot.
I think we also forgot this part where Skinny, have Skinny meet with the Russian mob.
Oh, yeah. And in, like, the gym, right?
Yeah.
After they killed a whole bunch of people. Yeah, see, this movie's editing and the story structure is so jarring. So, I apologize. I'm trying. But, yeah, so, what's it called? Oh, you watched this yesterday. I feel like we're already at the final fight, right?
Yeah.
So, do you remember how that goes? How they split up again, right?
Right.
But Van Damme splits off, and then Rob Schneider and then the chick that they're with, the new CIA chick, because after she explains that she's there because they found out that there was a mole in Hansen's team, which it was Rob Schneider's boss's name, she's there to find it, but then Hansen is dead, so now I think maybe she thinks it's Rob Schneider, but then they squash those differences, and then they go after the KGB because of reasons. They got caught at the office. So while Van Damme was changing to get onto some new pants.
Oh, and that's because he has the little beepy thing that he found, and that's when he realizes that they were investigating him because all the metal rivets in his pants are nanobombs, and that's how they're smuggling the nanobombs into the United States.
Oh my god, just imagine if someone detonated your pants. I mean, the first thing to go is your penis.
Yeah. It's not a good way to die.
But yeah, so as Rob Schneider and the other chick are leaving, they get caught up, and then someone's trying to set up a bomb for Van Damme. So when he opens the door, it's supposed to blow up. But lo and behold, who's there to like save Van Damme from that happening? Super famous Chinese actor who's playing the detective, local detective in this movie. And so what's it called? Rob Schneider and super agent chick are in a tanker, because that's how all these Hong Kong films always end up.
Right.
In a tanker with shipping containers all over them. He notices it's the KGB. They're explaining their grand plan like a James Bond villain.
Right.
And then he sees Hansen, his boss, and his team scuttering about the boat. And so Rob Schneider, with his unknowing confidence, is like, you guys are about to get fucked in the A. But this is where we find out that Rob Schneider's entire team has turned.
Yep. Because
after 20 years in the service, they want a better retirement plan, I guess.
Yes. Yep.
But while this is happening, Van Damme and a super famous Chinese guy who's playing detective in this film makes their way to the boat, because apparently they have intel that tells them, hey, there's bombs on this boat. Your team, your friend, and super hot agent chick is on here. And so they go to save them. They're like trying to figure out how to torture them or kill them the best. Right?
Right. Yeah, and they drop a bunch of little nanobombs on them.
On her breast. All over her breast. It's inner cleavage. This girl is stacked.
And then they have like a little weird seltzer spray bottle.
That has acid in it.
Acid.
Yeah. But then this is where, like, yeah, Van Damme and super famous Chinese actor who's playing detective in this movie sneaks onto this. And then we get a whole, like, weird gunfight. Van Damme is sliding through this whole thing. I don't know how he's doing it, because there's no traction.
It's impressive, though.
I mean, unless the deck is caked in lube, he shouldn't be able to just slide through these container boxes.
It does seem like a slipping hazard if you worked on that ship. It is not OSHA compliant.
Yeah, but there's the big old gunfight. What's it called? The ship is taking damage because I guess the nanobombs are going off.
Right.
The guy who's doing the most work is super famous Asian guy who's playing detective in this film. He's steering the ship away. He's like making sure that they're getting off the boat on time before it explodes.
Right, and then they're heading towards someplace.
Well, they're trying to reach Hansen.
But they're heading in towards someplace.
Oh yeah, they're going onto another like bay, sort of like docking area.
And the military's like, if you don't turn around, we're gonna blow you out of the water.
Exactly. Yeah, but notice it's the same. It's the hot Asian cop from the beginning, and then her boss, which is I don't know why it's a white guy in China, but maybe it's a U.S. military base, and she signed up to become a U.S. citizen. I don't know. It's a better way than marrying a white guy. But this is where super famous Asian guy who's playing a detective in this film steers the ship away so they go back into the sea. Hansen, Rob Schneider's boss, gets away because after he gets sprayed with the seltzer acid, he hides away.
Yes.
Until he gets onto another boat.
It's massive acid, but somehow it only eats the shirt sleeve and not actually his arm.
Well, they only got a spray on him. They didn't throw the whole bottle, maybe.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
It was a small bottle.
But, he gets away. Hot agent chick and super famous Asian guy who's playing detective in this film get on this boat, I believe, and then they catch up to the guy, and before he blows up the entire shipment, which I don't know why you would do. I feel like you would try to save your shipment. I mean, it's only 4 people, and you have a whole boat filled with guys.
Yeah.
But he's like, this is too much trouble, so he wants to blow up the entire ship. But then hot Asian chick takes some nanobots or some nanobombs from her breastises and throws it on him, and then everything goes kaboom.
Big old kaboomy.
Right? And so at this point, we're sort of gearing towards the end of the film. What's it called? Like the super hot Asian chick, she clears Van Damme and Rob Schneider of all of their charges because, you know, that's if you're ever in any legal trouble and you want to get your whole record expunged, all you have to do is save the world, I guess.
It seems legitimate.
Right? Or at least save America. But, yeah, so they're out celebrating at another dim sum place, which at this time I'm just starving. But Rob Schneider has, like, one of the old controllers things, right?
Yeah.
And so Van Damme takes it from him and he, like, switches it on. But lo and behold, somehow Hansen is still alive and he's remaking these bombs, putting them in toys. Which I was just like, did you even need this part of the film in it? It could have just ended with, like, Van Damme and Rob Schneider sharing a dumpling and some beer.
Yeah.
Now we get a whole nother explosion in the city, killing way more people throughout this whole film in 5 minutes.
Yeah. It didn't make a lot of sense, but I guess it was just another way to blow him up again.
Well, you know what I think it was? Is they're like, you know what? We asked for 30 million and we have 5 million left. So, you want to see a really cool way to blow 5 million?
One final explosion scene. It's a possibility, yeah.
And boom, end of the film. Blah, knockoff.
Right.
I feel like it was a straight to DVD film.
So we kind of skimmed over this. After the tanker, on the tanker trucks, or like on the boat, and on the cargo containers and everything, once they run out of bullets, Van Damme has a long fight with the main Russian.
Oh, the guy who was like super sick throughout the whole film.
Yes. But the kind of coolest, weirdest, most bizarre thing is after they fight a little and Van Damme is beating him, he pulls the lenses out of his glasses and uses them as like little knives.
So weird. Like, who thought of that? Like, he legit, he throws one of the lenses into a guy's throat.
Yeah.
But he gets it back. Like, it's fucking Captain America's shield. And then he reinserts him to his glasses.
Oh, yeah. When he's done fighting, it's like, click, click, back in. I can see you again.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. And I just, in my mind watching, I was like, this is the silliest shit ever. Like, why is this guy carrying killer lenses from his glasses?
I guess it's a way to smuggle them onto an airplane. You get like through customs with them.
It just reminded me of the scene from Mystery Men with the guy with the what's it called? The pinky.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because how menacing are you really with glass lenses? And how effective are they as actual glasses?
He wore them the whole movie, so...
And he had, like, such baggy... Like, he had such dark circles.
Yeah.
Like, was he dying? And I needed to know this. Because it was so weird that he was, like, sort of like Van Damme's main... like martial arts rival.
Right. But like yeah, every time they showed him, he was coughing. It looked like he had like cholera or something. Or
scarlet fever. I don't know. Yeah. He looked old enough to have it. This movie was so I feel like it was just like a leftover script from a unfinished Jackie Chan film.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe like they wrote this movie and Jackie was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one. Chris Tucker's got a movie that he's plugging in Hollywood.
And I've always wanted to, make a straight American film, and who better to do it than with Chris Tucker?
But I gotta say, in a lot of places in this movie, they did really interesting, like, artsy, maybe like film angles or like
slow-mo,
like when somebody pointed a barrel of a gun, like you watched the camera go like up the barrel of the gun.
It was like this scene. It was like a phone booth where they would they would go into the technology. I feel like that was just another you guys want to see how we could blow another $5 million? We should have these really intricate scenes of going through technology.
And there was like that one, and again, this was a very, very Jackie Chan kind of thing. There's a part in the parking garage where Van Damme was there, and then all of a sudden, like 6 bad guys start walking towards him, and then they the camera angle on him is all like shaky, and it looks like he's almost like the Flash, kind of like
they had like an after image effect.
And then he really quickly scales up this pole like a monkey. And he's running around the top of this pole, and they can't find him as they're chasing him around a pole.
It's really it's funny because if you plug Jackie Chan into this movie, I feel like he would have sold it better. But it's only because I feel like Jackie Chan would have made it into like an action comedy.
Right.
I think this was trying a little too hard to be an action drama.
Yes.
Weirdly enough, like the whole drama part, I don't know.
You know what? I didn't even think of timeline, but I wonder if kind of like this was written for Jackie Chan, and then he went to America to do Rush Hour, and they were like, okay, you know what? Well, we're just going to put in our own action star, and we'll find some silly comedian to play his sidekick. And so Rob Schneider's the Chris Tucker.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Because Rush Hour was in 98, so Rush Hour was probably in production during when Knockoff was almost finishing up. Right. Or maybe. I don't know. But Jackie Chan totally made the right decision with going...
Possibly.
But maybe he could have pulled this off. I love old Jackie Chan films. I mean...
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's funny. Side note, I know it's Van Damme month, but who doesn't love Jackie Chan talks? But I just feel like because he does so much of his own stunts. I think it's because back then, maybe China's budget for making these type of movies wasn't as big as it is now. I mean, have you seen a Chinese movie now? It's littered with special effects, even if it's not good. It's just littered with, the last movie I think I watched, it was an epic with Jet Li. And this is before I found out he has a disease. I forgot what disease he has now, but I think it's lupus. Maybe it's lupus. I don't know. But it was littered with special effects. And at that time, I was like, oh, that was a really shitty fucking Jet Li movie. But then I was like, oh, he's sick. Okay, that makes sense. But Jackie Chan movies from back then, I guess they just didn't have the budget to reshoot a lot. Because Jackie Chan's crashing through.
One take and
and he's putting his body on the line, so it just really aged well, right?
Yeah.
Just old those old movies from back in, it hasn't aged well because it's still black and white and it's a silent film. But also then they had to do a lot of their own stunts also, and so stunt safety was not a thing.
Right, and I knew a guy. I think it was the second Rush Hour where they had the casino.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually knew a guy who played one of the blackjack dealers, or
he played a dealer at the casino
or whatever. So it was actually in the movie. He's only in it for 7 seconds, but
he's in it.
But he said that how irritated Jackie Chan would get because when the fights in there started, they kept cutting and then having a stunt double in, and he was like, Jackie Chan was like, I do my own stunts, and they're like, no, you're a star, and in America it's too expensive to let you do your own stunts. It's cheaper to have somebody come in here and get punched in the face and then just have you be laying on the ground with a bloody nose after it's over, kind of thing.
Yeah, and that's why, like, all Jackie Chan's old Chinese films, they still look good.
Oh, right.
Even if the story kind of sucks, the action is still so good. Yeah. And so I think because of this film, they had Van Damme, and I think and I'm pretty sure Van Damme is not going to go to the level of Jackie Chan where he does a lot of the stunts that he did in this film.
Right.
I feel like it was stunt double-ish. I can't confirm or deny.
Right, and there's not stuff that's like super dangerous, so he may have done
a good amount of it. But still, like, I just feel like, Jackie Chan would have given us that level of like, oh my god, like the scene where he goes outside in the bathroom in the ledge. I feel like Jackie Chan would have hung off the ledge just a little bit, just for a second, just for a second.
Yeah,
but we don't get into that. Oh man, but yeah, Kobe. So I'm pretty sure this is your first time watching this.
It is. Like I said, I didn't even know this existed.
So you watched the trailer.
I watched the trailer.
What did you think about the film? Your first take.
I was excited. I was like, this. Rob Schneider is, not necessarily ever been my favorite Saturday Night Live comedian who kind of spun off into something else. But he's okay, and as a sidekick, I think he always does a good job. I don't think he's got the chops to carry anything on his own. But
well, I mean, if you've seen his other films that he's done by himself, it hasn't really, even a TV show hasn't really taken off.
Right.
So yeah, but as a sidekick, great.
Yeah.
He compliments people really well.
Very much, yeah.
And, sometimes, in Hollywood, if you're, like, a great supporting actress, just play that shit. Win Oscars as supporting roles.
Right.
It's still an Oscar.
Yeah. Take the $8 million instead of the $10 million, but to do a good job.
Take the, what's it called, 0.5% of residuals and the 1%, whatever. But, so I didn't watch the trailer. It's the first time watching this film. I just read the synopsis, and I was like, "This is Van Damme." I forgot split count. I think he had 2 splits in this film.
Oh, and we always talk about the Jean-Claude Van Damme butt scene.
Oh,
there's not a naked butt, but in the rickshaw race, somehow Rob Schneider, as they go through like some
the
market,
streets of Hong Kong,
he picks up an eel.
Yeah.
And he then uses the eel, and there's lots of close-ups on Jean-Claude Van Damme's ass as Rob Schneider's whapping it with an eel.
It's just, it was super degrading. But Van Damme was like, yeah, but I want you to get a really close shot of my butt.
Yes. Oh, and they do. Yeah.
I think it's because this movie was getting released in China, and they're like, no, we can't have Van Damme show his butt.
Right. If it's going to be a butt, it's going to be an Asian one.
Yeah. So my first thoughts on the film was like, it seemed like a very, like, buddy cop, or like a buddy cop genres type of, like, movie, where it's like Van Damme, who's going to be like, who's going to do all the action, and Rob Schneider, who's going to come off with all the one-liners.
Like a Dredd, kind of.
Dredd. He was in Judge Dredd. I forgot. I think that was before this, right? We'll find out next time. But, see. But it actually was, like, it was pretty even. I feel like Van Damme had some, like, little one-line zingers.
Right.
And, and Rob Schneider. So, yeah, I thought, from just a synopsis, I knew it was going to be one of those films where it's like, you know what? If I shut off my brain, it'll be a fine movie.
And definitely from the trailer, I was picturing it as Van Damme was the CIA agent who was then having to partner with this goofy fashion designer, whatever, in Rob Schneider, and then it threw me when it was the opposite.
Right? Yeah, well, but it was sort of like, it was a good, like, sort of change of pace.
Yeah.
Because it was always, like, the action star that was... But then, like, in my mind, I was like, I'm not going to believe that you're a knockoff guy, Van Damme. You look like a fucking cop. But then, who would ever say that about looking at Rob Schneider? Like, yeah, you look like fucking CIA Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Rob Schneider looks like the guy who sells tacos at the taco stop. But yeah, so what were your thoughts after watching the film?
I very much enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. Like, really, Van Damme does a relatively decent job acting. I mean, like, he emotes some real emotions.
Yeah.
The action scenes are good. I love that kind of Jackie Chan style, that like a little bit over the top, a little bit silly.
Yeah.
Action scenes. So yeah, I didn't have any problem with any of that.
After watching this film, it didn't, like, to me, it didn't feel like a Van Damme film though. It felt like a film that Van Damme they just called Van Damme in. And I was thinking that Van Damme was more successful. I don't know how to say that word. I'm sorry. You guys know what I'm talking about though. To take smaller roles, because I think this was after the whole scandal of him, like, cheating on his wife and doing some drugs. So he took this, you know, with like a relatively unknown co-support main character with Rob Schneider.
Right. It's kind of like, oh, I can't get the big role in America right now, so I'll fly over to Hong Kong and we'll do a big role there.
Yeah, because I mean, it's still like, even though you know Asian people don't care because you're not Asian,
right?
You're still but you're an American star and you want to do a movie in Asia. They're cool. They're down with it. Whatever. But yeah, it totally, like, it was an enjoyable watch. You know, I shut off my brain. I didn't pick at anything like how I usually would. And yeah, it was just a fun watch, but it just felt like a movie that didn't feel like a Van Damme movie.
I can definitely see it. Yeah, it was definitely a like the fight scenes and stuff were not as serious as usual.
Yeah. There was no like sudden showdown. It was pretty much like the end scene was just like, you know, blowing shit up, shooting people, little kicks here and there, dodging what's it called? Lens knives. Yeah, okay, so Kobe, how would you buy this film?
I actually, like, because I didn't know about it, so I found it on the internet because I had to watch it.
Yeah. It is on Crackle for free. You did not illegally watch this film.
I don't know if I would go Blu-ray, but I might go new DVD on this one.
All right, but would you go new DVD bargain bin in a 3 set? You know how they have those DVDs with 3 movies on it? No special features, but it's just 3 full-length movies?
Yeah, that sounds ideal.
Like, if it was all of Van Damme's more obscure action films.
This totally looks like, hey, here's Bloodsport and 2 other movies Jean-Claude Van Damme's in for the 3-pack. Right? And, like, they don't even put the title of the other movies, and this is one of them.
Like, it would have to be, like, a big one, like Bloodsport, or, what's it called? Oh, Double Impact, Time Cop. Oh, my God, what? Kickboxer.
Yeah.
And then 2 other obscure Van Damme films that kind of, like, was straight to VHS, maybe.
Right. I mean, I would certainly go Blu-ray if it was like a Blu-ray Van Damme like
collection. Yes, but I would not buy the collection for this film.
But I would definitely watch this film again, and it's got shareability to me. Like, if somebody was like, "Hey, I remember Jean-Claude Van Damme," this would definitely be like, "I bet you haven't seen this one."
Yeah.
Grab a beer and sit down.
Grab a beer. Let's order some wings and a pizza. And we're about to have a fun time.
Yep.
Yeah, same here. I would buy this in a collection, like a 3-piece collection set. That way, like, you know, I could still share it. But if I wanted to watch, like, Bloodsport, which is an awesome fucking film, Kickboxer,
right?
You know, any film where Bolo is the main antagonist, I would buy this film. I wouldn't buy this film standalone. Like, would you, as a standalone film? I just know, we always say we want the features. I just very minimal features.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any features in this one. I just don't think there would be.
Yeah.
I think, really, I would have to, unfortunately, go by price. Right. Like, I probably would not go new DVD at, like,
$19.99,
$24.99. But if I saw a new DVD at, like, $6.99, $8.99, $4.99 definitely.
Yeah, because that's how they do it at the supermarkets. $4.99 for old ass movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so yeah, we're gonna have to add more layers to the rating system. This is gonna be Walmart bargain bin 3-pack for $8.99. That is, but new. All right, because if you buy it used at that point, you're just being cheap. Oh, guys. All right, well, we're coming to our hour mark. We have our rating system. You guys know it's a fun film. You could share it. It's goofy. It's a very obscure Jean-Claude Van Damme film. Still fun watch, no matter what.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And it's and you know what? It's an early Rob Schneider. He's actually trying to act seriously in this film.
He Rob Schneiders it up in a couple parts.
Yeah,
but for the most part, he plays it pretty straight and actually does a pretty decent job.
Yeah. So, Rob Schneider, if you're listening, try harder.
Or come be a guest on our show.
Or sign us up for the Happy Madison production company, and we'll just do this podcast for you guys.
That is acceptable as well.
All right, well, guys, we will be entering the final leg of our Van Damme month.
Yep.
I am not going to announce the film because who knows. But it will be the final Van Damme film for the month. It's probably going to have Bolo in it. Oh, I'm not going to say it. Okay, yeah, guys, so I hope you guys enjoy this. We really enjoy making this for you guys. I'm Barry.
I'm Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. Our theme music is made by Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. You can find it on the FMA.com under the Music for Podcast 3 album.
Thank you.